Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. I'm hearing you have fire in your eyes. Fire in your eyes. And it's probably because I was just reading Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. As I was shuffling the cards, I kept hearing Phenomenal Woman. I'm going to link the poem in video format if I can. Or maybe her reading the poem, because I remember as a little girl, I saw her on television reading the poem Phenomenal Woman, and I will never forget the power of her spirit. I felt her spirit as she was reading it. And so I just kept hearing that title over and over. So I looked it up. It's been a long time since I heard it or read it. And this poem by beautiful, divine Maya Angelou is about the mystery and the attraction of the divine feminine. The power of feminine energy, and I might use woman, man in here, okay? I usually like to say male, female, non-binary, masculine, feminine, but I'm getting strong energy of a woman here, okay? And that's what she speaks of in her poem. It's about the power of a woman to attract. Not having to work hard, not having to be loud, not having to be aggressive to attract what she wants. She simply is. 222 on the timer. And in her balanced state, she uses this mystery within her, this dark, divine, feminine energy to reel in whatever is truly meant for her. And so what was coming through is that there are opposing energies here, okay? You're coming through, collective, as having divine feminine energy. Beautiful, poised. You know your worth, and you don't have to prove it to anyone. You just are who you are. And that attracts whatever is meant for you towards you. But there's an opposing force here, and that is a woman who does not know her worth. She's aggressive. She's loud. She tries to show off. She has to do the most, so she thinks, in order to get what she wants. She seeks attention from men, and you would think that she was getting paid to try to do this because she's working real hard to try to get all eyes on her. The term honey trap is coming through. A honey trap. This is a woman who pushes herself on to a person to try to lure them in. Kind of like a Black Widow type of energy. Someone who wants to lure someone in to trap them using their sexuality, using sex appeal, but being very overt with it. Very 444 on the timer. In a way aggressive. Because their goal is to capture someone's attention and perhaps their money, or their energy. Okay, sometimes these things can go real deep as far as like conspiracy theories and things like that. Okay, but there is definitely a woman here that's coming through who is getting paid to try to trap someone. She's being told that she's getting rewarded somehow in order to trap a man's attention, and she's working hard for it. Okay, she's not in her divine feminine energy. Now, for some of you, if this is your reading, for some of you, this is someone who was going after a lover of yours. This could be someone, if you are a male, then this could be someone who is coming after you to try to get your money, to try to get your overall wealth, not just your money, but to lure you into a marriage in order to have access to your wealth. Come to think of it, when I was putting my makeup on, I heard the TV that was on downstairs, and it was an episode of Shark Tank, and they were talking about prenup agreements, okay? Prenup agreements. So there could be something here about someone trying to access someone's money, okay? There's a reason why that's coming to my mind. Trying to access someone's wealth with their sexual energy. They're doing this with their sexual energy. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's see, we're gonna start with the dice. Let's see what's coming through with this message, okay? This is interesting, right? I'm like, I didn't think Spirit was going here, but okay. That's how I roll. They speak to me and I just listen. Thank you, Divine. What's coming through? Ooh, we have a document that's being torn up. Somebody does not want record of their actions. They don't want record of their actions. They want to do something incognito. They want to do something undercover. Also, there's record of this person doing something very, I'm hearing egregious, something very, it could even be illegal. It's something that they could get hemmed up for, okay? They could be held accountable for by the law, okay? There's some sort of entrapment that is going on, and there's record of this, and someone does not want evidence of their effort to get this done. This could be receipts that they want destroyed. This could be communication through text message, email, but there's some sort of evidence of someone trying to entrap someone or deceive them that they want destroyed. This is a wallet. Okay. There's a wallet and a compass. So someone is completely guided by money. Completely guided by money. That is all that they care about. That is all that they want. And that is their only motivation. We're going to go to the extra deck. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through that this beautiful being needs to know and receive clarity about? Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through regarding this situation? Lord, okay. Okay, we've got technology, insight, intuition, fortune-telling, divination, friend, ally, confidant, gift, reward, in cahoots, Cancer, and witchy sister. Okay, so somebody's working in cahoots. It's a person who does this could be someone who's in a coven. This could be someone who does spell work, okay? But this person works with energy, and they're working with someone who is presenting themselves as someone's ally or confidant. These two are in cahoots together, but they showed up one on one end, one on the other. So they're trying to present themselves as if they are not friends. They don't want anyone to know that they are working together. Okay? There could be a Cancerian here, or someone with a lot of Cancerian placements in their chart. But what I'm also getting here is that this witchy sister, this person who does spell work, they are doing spells that tap into the emotions of a person. They're trying to control a person's emotions. Now what I'm already getting is that this person who does spell work is, because they're working together, this person who presents themselves as friendly, as sweet, this is the honey trap. Okay? And they could be trying to attract someone who is, I'm seeing that rainbow, so they could be trying to attract a male or a female, but I am getting that this person is female. Okay? Now take it as it resonates. Alright, if you know the honey trap that's male, okay, then that's the way it is. But what's coming through here is that this is a female who's working as a honey trap to attract someone, while this person who's doing spell work is working with the energy of whoever it is that this person is trying to attract. They could be trying to attract you. They could be trying to attract someone that you know, someone that you love, someone that you're in a relationship with. Okay? So if that's the case, then this friendly woman here is presenting themselves in the situation as the third party, while this woman is using spell work to tap into the emotions of whoever their target is. Okay? So they're doing spell work, love spells. Okay? Binding spells, because Cancer energy is also about family, right? So it's almost as if they're binding people together, trying to create family, trying to manifest a 2 of Cups, a 10 of Cups, okay? Union, trying to manifest union between people that aren't supposed to be together. The evidence that came through with that dice that these people do not want to be found out is through technology. So they are definitely using text messages, emails. There could even be dating sites or dating apps that are being used in order to cast this spell work and set these intentions and trying to trap a being who is not assuming anything about this person. This person comes across very innocent, but also aggressive. I'm getting the energy of like a person who's just fun and sweet and kind, but pushy. So in a way, they're very aggressive, but someone who they're targeting, whoever it is that they're targeting, they would say, oh, of course, they're just sweet and very excited. You know, they're just excited to get out there and get to know me. You know what I'm saying? Because this person is appealing to a person's ego. And that's through the use of spell work. All right? They're also using intuition and insight. So the honey trap, once they start getting to know their target, they're filling the witchy spellcaster information regarding this person, regarding the target, in order to help her see more about how to target this person, how to control them, how to dominate them. Okay? They're seeking gifts and rewards, but one of their tricks is to give their target a small gift. Okay? It could be chocolates. It could be some sort of baked item, More than likely it is food or cologne, okay? Or an item of jewelry, a jewelry item. Something that they would either ingest or wear on their body. And this is a way in which they gain energetic control over their target. Another thing I'm seeing with this extended hand here, they touch their target a lot. They might hug them very often, okay? This could even be someone on the job, okay? So this honey trap could be someone who is working with the person in their place of work. They could be a coworker, okay? They could be someone in their community. They could be a neighbor. I'm getting that it could be like if you have children that are in the same community, they go to school together. It could be another parent where you see them at functions, school functions or something like that. But somehow they're within the vicinity of their target. They hug all the time, okay? They'll touch them, they'll touch their target. They're very touchy, okay? Or they'll hug them. And the goal of that action is to bind their target to them, to gain control of them, all right? So they are working in cahoots with one another, but you're not going to see them together. They don't want anyone to know that they are connected, okay? This potentially could be because this person, the spellcaster, the energy worker, has a negative reputation. Okay, I'm picking up on that. All right. Also with that Cancer energy, you know, Cancer energy can be very hidden. Sometimes it's like going in your shell, not wanting to be exposed. So this spellcaster wants to remain hidden. They don't want anyone to know about their connection to the honey trap or about their presence within the vicinity. Now these two might not be in the same area. They could be working, because I do see this technology here. One could be in one state and one is in another state. All right. They could even be in different countries, but they are in constant communication in order to work together to gain control over their targets. Divine, what are the intentions of this honey trap and this spellcaster, this energy worker? Tell us more about their intentions toward this target that they're working on. Yeah, they're coming in friendly. They want to appear friendly. That's here, look, friend. So that's their disguise. Oh, we're just friends. Because see, that's what people say. It doesn't matter if you're partnered. It doesn't matter if you are married. It doesn't matter what, we're just friends. So that's how they come in, okay? They're just friends. What are their intentions? Growth. I see something inside of you I admire, and I would like to learn from you. So they want to gain from their target's success. There's a skill that their target has, either on the job. There's information that they have access to. There's something that they know how to do, and they want to pick that up. I'm getting that this person is very motivated to climb the ladder of success in the work world, or somehow in their business. So this is coming across as like, I hate to say it, but a business bitch, you know, it's like, that's their vibe. So they do want to have an empire. They do want to grow a company or a business or climb the ladder in, it could even be in corporate America, okay? But they want to grow and gain knowledge of something that would help them in their business from this person. Okay. Also, I'm getting financial growth. So they want to expand financially as a result of gifts, okay, from this target. Support is in reverse. I'm here to support and elevate you. So that's the opposite of what they want to do. They want to use this person and drain them of all their resources, and they don't mind ruining them as long as they get the benefit of their resources. So their target more than likely is successful and has something of their own, whether it's a business, a company, or they have a good position within a corporation. It could be within the government. They could have a government job, but there's some sort of security that this target has that they want access to. Big favor. They're going to ask a big favor. So all of this is just leading up to a situation where they're going to ask for either money, or I'm hearing wire me the money. Wire me the money. I don't even know. Do people still wire money? Because we got Cash App, we got all that, but maybe they do. But that could be a factor for someone here, wiring some money. Okay. They're coming across as if their intentions are pure and positive. They're also sending the message to this person that they want to improve their life. That's very important because this is a part of their scheme. They want this person, their target, to believe that they will win by having this person in their life. So they're presenting themselves as at least somewhat successful, somewhat established in an area of business, or in some way they have something to offer, but they're not on the same level as their target. Okay, they're very sure to convince them that they want help from them, but they can help them as well. All right. They're laughing at this person behind their back. All right. They find them funny. They are their entertainment. I find your life amusing and your stories comical. So they are sitting back and laughing at their target. They're very desperate, clearly because they don't move with genuine, honest, divine feminine energy. They act out of, or this honey trap acts out of desperation and aggressive behavior that comes across very pushy and domineering, okay? But they're laughing and at the same time. All right, and what they're doing is they're grooming this person to do what they want them to do. They constantly want to push their target past their comfort zone with their touchy-feeliness, with their, they're always trying to come into their physical space so that they can dominate this person, not only in the physical realm with their taking control of their money and their wealth, but also energetically. They want this target to vent to them in order to tell them all of their business. So they're coming across very friendly for that reason, that they want this target to open up and tell them all of their personal details, all of their information about their family, about their goals, about where they're moving forward or trying to move forward. They want all of those details so that they can use it against them. This is their big secret. This is their big secret, is that they are using this person, but also they're being very careful to get this person to vent to them and give them some sort of secret so that they can use it to blackmail this person if needed. All right. So they're coming across very supportive, very friendly, so that this person will confide in them and tell them everything that they possibly can, so that these people working in cahoots can use it against them in order to control them. All right. Yeah, gift already came through, I think. Oh yeah, because it was gift here. So we got 2 gift cards. Gift cards. They might be asking for gift cards, okay? But that is very important. They give the target a gift. And this gift is charged energetically in order to dominate them, in order to constantly stay in their mind. This target is always going to have to struggle to not think of them. That's a part of the plan, is to always have them on their mind. and they want to harness the energy of their thoughts so that they're able to get into their thoughts, their dreams, and not only access information from them, but they want to implant things as well. Obsessive thoughts about this person, using love spells as well. Okay, this whole plan is uncertain because there's so much that they have not yet figured out. 25 on the timer. As treacherous as this sounds, these people working in cahoots, there's something that they don't know yet. There's something that they haven't been able to set in stone regarding their plan. So there is some sense of doubt as to whether or not they'll be able to carry this out. I feel like there's also something happening as far as there's some sort of exposure. There's something that's being exposed that's revealing their intentions. Okay, someone may have gotten exposed, so they might feel very uncertain about their ability to carry this through. Career, that is important because they do have goals. Okay, they want to start a business or build a business. They want to be successful in their career. They're using reconnection to do this. It says, I know it's been a while, but I miss you being in my life. So for some of you, this could be a person who was already in the target's life. All right, so the target has known this person from before. I'm getting that could definitely be this witchy sister. They may have known this witchy sister, but they don't know that this witchy sister is now accessing their energy through this honey trap. Okay, now what I'm getting is that this spellcaster, this witchy sister, is doing this. In some of you all's cases, they're doing this to get revenge because they knew the target before. Now, the target could have rejected them. The target could have, this could be an ex. This witchy sister could be an ex. It could be someone who they wanted to be in this target's life, but the target was like, no, I see through you. I don't want it. So now they have teamed up with this ally, this friendly person who's actually a honey trap, in order to come in and siphon energy from them so that both the witchy sister and the honey trap can gain access to their wealth, to their energy, and whatever else they want. Yeah, see, so that takes me to the situation with the spellcaster. This spellcaster is very, yeah, it says I have a hostile attitude. So the witchy sister is actually someone who's very hostile. And there was a hostile interaction between them and the target at some point. So this is their revenge. Wow, this is their revenge. They may have given an apology at some point. It feels like it was very insincere. But the apology was, it fell on deaf ears, or it really wasn't. Like, the target at that time was not trying to have it. And still, they would not want to have anything to do with this witchy sister, which is why they are trying to access their life and their energy through this honey trap. Wow. Okay. I want to see what sort of energy work they're doing in order to access this target's wealth and whatever else it is that they want access to. What spell work is being done? Ooh. Okay, psychic vampirism. So they're intentionally zapping this person's energy. They're siphoning their energy. Silent influence, because this witchy sister is not saying a word to this target. The target may not even be aware that it's this spellcaster that's behind the scenes. They're being absolutely silent. They're playing mind games. The honey trap is playing a lot of mind games. They're complimenting them. They're very like in their face. They're very much in their energy. Very, oh, you look so good today. You know, it's just very, it's too much. It's too much. Spiritual deception. The use of spiritual teachings or practices to lead others astray, causing confusion or disempowerment. So they're using energy to deceive this person. They're using energy to control them. Okay, we've got unholy pacts. Yep, because they have made a pact between one another because they're in cahoots to access this target's energy. Okay, so unholy pacts. Death magic rituals. Yeah, they're doing this to control or cause harm to this person, influencing their health. So they may have put a spell on this person, on this target, to impact their health. It could have been that their knee started hurting, or their back started aching, or they started having headaches, migraines. Okay? In order to have this honey trap express pure sympathy. Oh, what can I get for you? I'm so sorry. Do you need me to run to the pharmacy for you? You know, so they caused a health issue, or they wanted to cause a health issue for this target so that they could be the one to nurture them. That's also where this Cancerian energy is coming through. They've set up a trap to make it appear as though this person is truly ill. Okay, but they're doing this with spell work and then coming in to save the day with remedies and, oh, let me massage that. Let me, you know what I'm saying? All right, so, and then this is a coven. So even if this is just these two people, I feel like there could be others. There are definitely others that they're connected with. But with this particular target, I feel like it's just these two. But that could be how these two came into contact with one another, is through a coven. All right. Let me get some information. What else needs to come through, Divine, regarding this situation? What else needs to be known? They're working hard. They're working really, really hard. And the funny thing is, with that phenomenal woman coming through, this honey trap is trying to appear as though they're a phenomenal woman. But they are absolutely the opposite of pure divine feminine energy. Okay, it's all they are is a distraction. And they're transferring evil energy with evil intentions that they've combined with their intentions and energy and that of this witchy sister, this spell worker. Okay, working in cahoots. What else needs to be known about this? Cheugi? I don't know what that is. Cheugi? But it says outdated, trying too hard to be trendy, no longer considered cool, especially by younger generations. Okay, so somebody trying to, okay, you know what this is? They choose targets that are in an age range where maybe they're entering that midlife stage, okay? They want someone who already feels insecure about their age and how cool or uncool they are. You see what I'm saying? So someone who is maybe having a little bit of an identity crisis, or that's what they think. That's what they think is going on, so that this person is more susceptible to being controlled through spell work and mind games, okay? Drank the Kool-Aid, and that's exactly what they want this person to do. This is card 100. That other one was 174. 174. Bought into an idea or story completely without questioning its authenticity. Rode the hype train. Joined the cult. So whether this target realizes it or not, that's the goal of this honey trap. It's to get them to make themselves available, make their resources available to anyone who is in this pact, which would be these two. But what I'm getting is that because they're both associated with a cult or coven, they would then offer up their energy to others, to the highest bidder. You see what I'm saying? So asking someone else if they want to come in and get a piece of the wealth or whatever it is that they're able to gain by siphoning energy from this target. Okay? Tariff wars, intense economic conflict, and power struggles. That's exactly what it is. They're pulling up, like these boats pulling up to this target, hoping to gain dominance and control over them. Sleeper threat. Appears harmless or passive but has hidden strength or impact people don't see coming. Exactly. Because this is how the honey trap is coming. That's how they appear. Alright? And they have a freaking dagger. Okay? That they're using energetically at least. Egregore. The collective belief, emotion, or energy created by a group, spirit-like force. So what's coming through here is that these two are using forces or energies that they have gained knowledge of or awareness of from their cult. All right, and they're using that in order to gain control of this target's mind. Hit and run, the damage is done and responsibility is dodged. An emotional drive-by, hurt with no closure, using and discarding. That's their plan, is to use this person and leave them high and dry. Ooh. Pinkwashing, publicly promoting LGBTQ inclusively while engaging in harmful behaviors that contradict those values. So I see this rainbow behind the honey trap. They could be sending the message that they are aligned with the values of the LGBTQ plus community, but behind closed doors they're mocking people, or you know what it is? Behind closed doors they are targeting people within this community. So there could be someone that they're targeting, because I'm getting that they have multiple targets. They don't just work with one. They're juggling up to 10 people. They have a roster of targets that they cycle through because they never know which one is going to stick, right? They want to see which one is most susceptible to take on the energy of the spell work, to buckle under the energy of the spell work, which one has the most financial wealth to offer, which one has the most connections in order to help them build their business, their empire, which is what they're going for, which one is most agreeable, which one has other perks that they're willing to access. Okay, so they're juggling for sure. They're juggling. Let's pull from here. Oh, and then I want to get that that other deck. I love it. That was coming to me to pull from. What needs to be known about this situation, Divine? Okay, so this person, the target, thinks they got a new boo. Now, this could be past, present, future. So this could have gone on, and now this person realizes what I'm getting is the only ending that will occur with this storyline is that the target realizes that there was no love, there was no true connection, there were only lies, there was deception, and even if they don't figure out all of the lies, they're just going to know that something wasn't right. Something was not right. It was off. They're going to realize through videos or articles or whatever that they got love bombed. That's coming through very, very strong, is that they're going to realize that they got love bombed. Okay, lots of flirtatious energy here. All right, this target might find themselves flexing in order to pretend to be what they think this person wants them to be. All right, they sense something. They're just picking up on vibes where they know that something is off. And depending on who this is, who this target is, if they're extremely intuitive, then this process is not lasting very long at all. If this person is in their ego, then it could go on for, I'm getting months. But I'm not going to lie. First, what came to me was years. I'm getting 2 to 3 years. But this team will get bored. They will get bored. They will not last with any target more than 2 to 3 years. But for most people, it's months, okay? Now, if this person is, let's say they're going after a chosen being, then it's not going to last more than a couple of days, perhaps a couple of weeks, depending on how many times they see each other, how often they see each other, because that being is very intuitive and they're going to pick up on the fact that something's off. They're going to pick up on those vibes, okay? They're going to realize that this person is a frenemy. They are not a friend. They are not an ally as they presented themselves to be. They are in it to win it, all right? And repo, somebody's getting something repoed. Now, this could be a situation where the target, if this goes far, if the target is karmically aligned, not divinely aligned, and if the target is in their ego, then they may go so far as to purchase this honey trap a car. They might purchase this honey trap a car, a house, an apartment. All right, it's going to get repoed, because the way that they are going to get this person back is just to default on the payments. Now, that's terrible for their credit, but what I'm getting is that this person will be so ticked off that at that point they won't care. They're like, it's one purchase, y'all can just go ahead and take this, take that right on back to the dealership, whatever you got to do, back to the bank, wherever it's supposed to go, okay, wherever the repo man takes stuff. Y'all can have that one. That's what they're thinking. They don't care. They don't care. And you know, I'm sitting here saying, well, why not just, it's something about the messiness of it. It's going to get messy. You know, I'm seeing them on the phone trying to haggle with the honey trap, saying, I got to have it back. I'm going to, you know, whatever. But they don't care. They're just going to default on the payments. They are not going to care about their credit. At this point, they just want the honey trap to suffer. They want them without the car that they purchased for them, or without the home that they purchased for them. So this could have long-lasting effects. I'm also getting that for some, and this is for a target that is very karmically aligned, the reason why the purchases or the purchased items get repoed is because the honey trap takes advantage of their credit and uses them for all they've got. So they just basically are riding it out until the payments stop on it and it gets repoed, okay? Dang, what is the karma? Okay, listen, now I'm like, what's that karma? All right, Divine, thank you, Spirit. Let me get a little more information from this deck, and then I'm gonna look to see what's going on with this honey trap and this witchy sister. What is down the road for them, Spirit? Easily distracted, so their plans are not even gonna work. Their plans are not going to work. There are some targets that they are focusing on that are so karmically aligned, so aloof, that they are getting some rewards. They're getting some money. They're getting some cash. They're getting some support. Maybe a car or something like that. But as we see, that doesn't end up very well because the items get repoed. But the reason why they're not very good con artists is because they're easily distracted. They aren't able to stick to what they are doing. They're not able to stick to their mission. What came through is that the longest they would work on a person is 2 to 3 years. And honestly, if you're really trying to build wealth, I mean, there are people who marry a person and end up married to them for years, taking advantage of them. So at least they're not doing that. It's good that they're not able to do that because they're easily distracted. That would be their goal. That's what they're setting out to do. But thankfully, they're not able to because they're not focused. All right, copy and paste. They're mimicking behaviors that they've seen from other people. They might be watching videos on how to, like, I'm hearing dupe men. Okay? They're like black widows. They like to seek male attention, harness their energy, and take them for all they're worth. Okay? All right, anything else from this deck, Spirit? For this honey trap and this spellcaster. Okay, junk drawer. Yeah, they've just got a bunch of tactics that they've thrown together, trying to use against their targets. They're not organized. Encore. You know what I'm seeing here? You got people here of different ethnicities. You got people here of different ethnicities. Could be different races, but I'm getting that you might have a person from one continent and then another person from another. Okay? There could be somebody that's European, somebody that's Latina, somebody that's, I heard British. That's for somebody. Okay? They could be any race though. Okay? Don't take anything personal. Opportunities await. That's what they want. They are looking and snooping and sneaking to see where they can get their next target. And look at that. He's got a briefcase. They're looking in corporate venues. Because, I mean, if they're going for money, they're assuming that all the wealthy people have either federal jobs or corporate jobs, okay? They're going for a certain audience, all right? A certain group that they want to target. All right, let's see what else is coming through regarding what awaits this honey trap and this witchy sister with their evil plans. Or what awaits the target or someone who loves the target. So this is an ocean of abundance. This is you. This is you. Perhaps you knew somebody who was targeted. Perhaps that affected your abundance. This could have been an ex that got targeted and by a third party, a honey trap. Okay, this could be someone who got very easily distracted. They were supposed to be giving their attention to you, their abundance, and sharing that abundance and wealth with you, and they got distracted by a honey trap. Well, you still have your ocean of abundance. This is what the honey trap was going after, but you get it. You get it, okay? Also, this is the dolphin spirit. I love that, okay? Divinely intuitive, this playfulness, okay? So divine is saying to have fun. Do something to nurture yourself, to allow yourself to just let loose and be free and have fun. And the abundance that you reap, because you have sown beautiful seeds, the abundance that you reap, allow yourself to be proud of it and to enjoy it, okay? Also, be smart with it, okay? If you haven't already, create some investments if that's something that you're interested in doing, so that the abundance that you have manifested creates even more wealth for you, okay? And there I'm talking about financial abundance, because there's different types. You are very spiritually abundant as well. And this is abundance that people meant to steal from you, but they can't have it. It's yours. That's sticking up. It's calling me. All right. Their self-image is being shattered. So this honey trap and this witchy sister that have been working, collaborating with one another to trap someone that you knew, someone that you loved, or someone that was important to you, okay? Their self-image is being shattered because, for one, they're not getting the results that they wanted. Second of all, they're using some really evil energies. They're using such low vibrations to accomplish something that requires divine energy. If you want to create abundance, you need to do it through divine energy, not through this evil shit that they're doing, okay? Not through dominance and control and coercion, okay? So when they look in the mirror, they don't even know what they're looking at. They're so confused as to who they are. And you know why that is? Because they present themselves with so many different masks. Now at this point, they can't even figure out or remember who they are. They don't know, because they haven't been nurturing their true self, their true identity. They haven't been figuring out who they are. They've been putting on this mask for this target, and now I have this accent, and now I'm married because, you know, they're intrigued by that. Okay? Or now with this one, I'm single. With this one, I have 2 kids because they've got kids, so that's something we can talk about. They can't even keep their story straight. They can't keep their masks straight. And so it's so confusing to them to try to do this evil work that they're doing. They can't keep up. They cannot keep up. All right, they've got echoes of weakness. Look, this is how they're looking right now. Surrounded by all their evil. And I do love bat medicine. I love the bat energy, but in this case, it's representing the haunted energy. They're haunted by the evil that they're trying to capture people with, trying to captivate people with, trying to get people to admire them, to desire them. But they're not doing anything worthy of admiration. They feel weak because they are weak, because they haven't done anything to nurture their spirit. They've just been trying to harness other people's energy, and it's not working. Also, the energy that they are going around harnessing belongs to the target that they're targeting, the targets. It belongs to their children. It belongs to their loved ones, and they're trying to harness it for themselves so it don't hit the same. You see what I'm saying? So when they get that temporary abundance, it doesn't last long. It's like trying to hold on to sand. They can't do it. Every single goal that they set in order to dupe somebody, to con somebody, it ends up in disaster for themselves. And if it's not all out disaster, it's just failure. They realize, like, they feel like they've lost time, they've lost energy because they got nowhere with a particular target. Okay? Wisdom Keeper, this is you. You're calling forth ancestral guidance. The wisdom of those before you supports your journey. You have an ancestor that's coming through, and they are supporting you with what I'm getting is very detailed guidance. So you're going to get, you see how she has like a tray of trinkets and things to help you. It's like some books and maybe an elixir there. Okay, there's also some coins. You have ancestral wisdom that's being given to you through your dreams, through messages that you download that will help you with the daily events in life that you go through. Just the normal everyday things. This is going to make your life smoother, easier. Okay? Things are going to click for you. You might find yourself asking, well, how do I solve this? And just give it some time. It's going to come through for you. Okay? You're going to have clarity regarding very simple solutions that you need that will make your life easier. Okay? All right, let me get a message to see what's coming towards you as we close this reading. Look, I don't know why this came through. It feels like maybe something that there were questions about somebody who was, or maybe you were wondering if somebody was trying to con somebody that you loved or somebody that you cared about, or maybe just somebody that you were wondering about. Okay, this could be a brother or an uncle. Okay, I feel like it's a male who got conned, okay, because that's who they're targeting. That's who they're targeting. But it's just intel. It's intel. All right. Spirit wanted to put this message through. So thank you, Divine. I'm grateful. What is coming through for this beautiful being as they move forward? All right, we've got support. That came through with the Wisdom Keeper. You're receiving ancestral support. So this is real. You don't have to do everything alone. There is support that is coming to you. And one way that we already saw that was ancestrally. Your ancestors are supporting you. Also, I'm seeing like a pack here. So there is support that's coming to you through the support of others. All right. Bravery, face the unknown with bravery. Trust your steps. You are protected. You are safe. Discovery. There's something that you're going to realize about all of this conning and treachery that's been going on. You're going to realize how blessed you are to be free. How blessed you are to have divine energy that you work with, and not the deception and the control. That's really what this is about. Divine is saying that you have taken the right path. You don't play these games. Perhaps at one time you felt like you were maybe behind because you saw other people appearing as though they were winning because they were using questionable techniques and strategies to get ahead, quote unquote. But really they were just using people and being very shameful in their practices and their dealings with other people. Divine says that you've done it the right way. You have done it the right way, and you're being blessed for that, okay? And growth, you're growing. You're growing in abundance. You're growing in your peace. Your peace is expanding within you so that you don't have to go outside of yourself to find the things that are already within you so deeply and so innately and so beautifully within yourself. All right, you're exploring your own energy, and you're allowing 55, you're allowing that to create positive change for you as you grow and expand and experience abundance that is just so beautiful and so powerful. And it's on your path. It's meant for you. Ashe. All right, beautiful being. I am so grateful that you tuned into these messages. Thank you so much. I hope that you got some clarity, some insight, some entertainment, something. And let's see. Yeah, I love you. And I thank you so much for tuning in. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.